Welcome back to another episode of the Cagebox Podcast presented by oh my gosh, by Kayla, presented by OddSmokerMMA. Right now, I have got bare-knuckle fighter Drew Hardbody Nolan here with me, who's got an upcoming fight June 14th with BKFC. I am so grateful to have you on, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Miss Patterson? I'm grateful
I'm
to be
doing
on as
good.
well. Excited for the platform and the opportunity. So what's
Yeah.
going on this beautiful Wednesday?
Oh, beautiful Wednesday. Great weather today as well. You are ready. Like, look at you. You're ready, man. June 14th is just right around the corner. How are you feeling?
10 days away. I think at this point, you worked on pretty much everything that you can work on, and you just hope that all the things mentally, physically, all the tools just click together when you get in front. I'm hungry. I would like to think that this fight, I'm most likely the favorite. Not to take anything away from my opponent, very tough New England fighter himself, Joe Peters. I'm hungry though. This is his professional debut in the world of bare knuckle. This will be my fourth time out. So I feel very comfortable. I feel very hungry, humble, ready for the opportunity to go in and place it. You know, this is not MMA. This is not boxing. It's something completely different. You start off in striking distance from your opponent, and it's gas pedal 100%. I know what I'm about. I know it's always the man in the mirror that I'm facing. Um, I've taken emphasis on that, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of the fastest growing sport in the world. One of the biggest fight organizations in the world. A lot of big names attached to it. I'm just here looking to make my mark and show people what I'm about. I think a lot of people have seen me. They're curious, but there's so much more behind it, and they're hungry to understand. And for all the support that I've gotten so far, it's completely appreciated and overwhelming. It's awesome. It's a blessing.
Yeah, having that support, the fans, everything is so. Oh,
This is Bagheera.
oh, he's so cute. Sorry, I love cats. I
Yes.
have two. Um, so yeah, support is amazing to have, and you being a newer pro bare knuckle fighter with a newer promotion who, like you said, is growing. It's giving you that advantage of getting these fan bases because you're new with them. They're new. They're expanding. You're expanding.
Well, I mean, they're the top dogs in bare knuckle right now. There's nobody that's ahead of BKFC right now. Um,
exactly.
there could be some people that say they are, but they're not signing the same checks. It's just not happening. Bare knuckle fighting championship has been very good to me. I'm very grateful to have the platform that I have. It's a great world to navigate. Just stay humble, stay hungry, stay ready. Um, I'm excited about this one. I take nothing lightly. I take nothing for granted. I'm very in the present moment type of person. It's not yesterday, it's not tomorrow, it's today, and I feel great, man. I feel very very confident. I feel where I feel I need to be right now.
That's awesome. Let's dive into your camp this time around. Have you had any challenges?
Like normal challenges, like I mean, I'm up there now. I'm 34 years old. I turn 35 next month. So it's like I always give myself everything, but to say or be overzealous or like act like I'm not in pain every night, laying down. You go in, you're doing 15, 20 rounds, with guys that are, not half my age, but definitely ticking at their prime level or darn near getting
Mhm.
there. So I'm excited. I'm excited that I put in the work that I do. Like I'm excited that I put the output that I do. I'm excited that I'm physical. I got about 5 more years myself. I said to myself that I was never going to go past like 40. I know there's some other people, and if money talks, money talks. That's great. But it's like burn bright right now. I have a 1-2 record, in the bare-knuckle fighting championship, which is what it is. I'm undefeated at 185 pounds. This is another fight that's going to be at 185 pounds. My last fight, I dared to be great. I stepped up in weight. At 205, I fought Leo Bashir, which was the number 4 ranked at the time. And, hey, Leo put it to me, and he put me down 4 times. The weight was a little bit more to overcome. I had to put a little bit more weight on to go in there, and it definitely had me different and flowing. I didn't bring my family to Montana with me, so I kind of felt a little bit very family oriented. I always have my wife, my children always with me. They're everything. They're my A team. They complete me and they make everything. So they'll be at this one again. I'll be on my weight. I'll be everything seems it's going down. Anything could happen. It's a fight. If I could do it, anybody could do it. That means my opponent too. But I'm hungry and I feel like right now it is my time to shine. I think that it's my time to take this and not looking past anything, looking on the moment. I'm just hungry. I'm hungry. I'm grateful. I'm ready to show. These are some weapons of mass destruction right here, and I'm ready to let them go. Like not overzealous, like not overconfident, not egotistical, but super where I need to be. I'm confident. I know what's going to happen. He's going to get dropped in the first round. We'll see if he stays down or he gets up. But I'm going to put him down. We'll see where he's at, man. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at. That's what I could say.
Well, as you're talking, you're answering so many of my questions. So if I seem like I don't have questions, you're just the way you're talking. You're answering the for me, which is great. I'm loving the whole story. I'm loving everything. Let's dive back to what got you into fighting.
I mean, honestly, I think fighting got me into it. I used to do some like security and debt collection work when I was younger, different outfits and stuff like that. And then I made the transition into like amateur MMA. And I learned that I wasn't as tough as I thought I was, in a sense. And then I learned a lot, and then I won, and then I started gaining confidence, and then I started moving forward. But I never thought that it was always like something to understand myself better, always put myself into harm's way. I'm not one of those guys that'll ever look for an easy opponent. In fact, I'll be surprised, and I'm not necessarily calling my opponent now an easier opponent. It's just he's a little bit lighter on the record than I've ever faced. Like I don't usually face guys with an upside down record. I usually face someone that's undefeated or already going in that realm. So it's a little different, and I've fought up weight a lot in my career too, but I've never let myself go down in my mind and my mentality. It was always about pushing myself against the best. So knowing that like in life, I could always take care of myself. I could always understand myself. I could always physically push myself to boundaries. It's not, I don't want to say that like, I'm not afraid, because we're all afraid in some facet. I think that's a fair thing. We're all scared going in. But I made friends with my fear, and I'm happy. I'm happy with everything. Like I'm at peace with my. I faced Bang Muay Thai's, head striking instructor in my PJ McGee. I fought, Tyson Fury's active young sparring partner and, undefeated 14-0 professional boxing champion. Alexis Berry was my professional boxing debut. I have been in there with the best fighters in the world, and I know who I am, and I know that this is, a stone to step onto to the next stage in my career. I'm hungry. I'm not overlooking this gentleman. I just don't think that there's going to be an engagement of some differentials that he'll have to understand, and he'll have to find out very fast. And I don't think he's going to have the time to find that out within the 2 minutes that are in a round. So
yeah. I love the confidence. I love your mentality, man. That makes a great fighter right there. You like you said, you're hungry, but you're not overzealous. You know your boundaries. You know what you can and can't do, but you're ready. And you don't let anything stop you either.
Nobody wants to come to a fight and watch. I hate the fighters that are only geared on securing a win. I'm secure on securing a finish. There's a big difference between a win and a finish. Like I need to finish my opponent. I need to be finished. Like that's the way bare knuckle goes. That's the way the fight should go. That's why, when you see guys like a Toro Gotti fighting, like those guys were always exciting because you knew on the other side there's always going to be an actual fight. And I think that's why BKFC and bare knuckle translates so well to everybody, because you know that there's going to be a fight. It's not going to be like a professional boxing where it's a staging of chess moves, or if you will, like it's more of a blitzed atmosphere. It's more of like, you have to swim right now. You're under the water. You're gonna have to fucking swim up. There's only one way, and it's through a pile of fists, and I love it. There's nothing greater in the world. I obviously, other than my family, my children. I just had another child last week. We're so blessed. This is my fourth with my wife, fifth overall child. So I am so blessed as a man, as a father, as a husband. Life is truly a blessing right now. But other than my family, and aside from my family, on a different realm, and here, this is a phenomenal thing, and I'm not the only one. When I go in there, it's not just me enjoying the moment. It's everybody being able to enjoy the moment. It's everybody to enjoy the experience of something happen. I'm not bigger than what I can accomplish. And I know that. These are very, very still moments. I don't have an ego. I'm not a social media star. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not anything crazy. I appreciate everybody that wants to take a picture. I appreciate everybody that wants an autograph. I'd never charge anybody to ever sign something. I think that's silly. I think it's over this. And if I give anybody, just one person, some hope, I think that's super cool, man. I think that's cool. I don't know, man. This is it's a wonderful experience. As a kid, growing up, I obviously loved professional wrestling, and I love the ambiance and the energy and the colors and the of that. So I try to bring something of that nature and that energy, but it's real. It's real. It's I try to give fun, and I don't want to say that I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody in this. I'm not in it because oh, I see red and I go like, no. I mean, anything that I could do is going to be shown in my fight. Anything that my opponent could do is going to be shown in my fight. So anything that I'm going to say here, like, yeah, I'll totally do some more promos. I'm going to peel his face back with my fist, and I absolutely am. But it doesn't matter. That's already assumed. Like, I'm hoping that my opponent right now is healthy mentally, physically, and I'm getting him at his best version, right now. I appreciate the art, and I'm hungry, and that's what it is, man.
Absolutely. Man, I love it. I love everything you're saying. I mean, I love it. That's all I can say. It's like speechless moment. Just the way you're talking, the way you present yourself, the way you feel about the sport, the way you feel about you and your talents is just amazing. And I think you truly do have a great mindset. I want to ask you, how was the transition between going from MMA to boxing to now being a bare knuckle fighter? I mean, like you said, it's all different.
Okay,
And bare knuckle is a totally different game.
So the sequence of it, right? So I've done bare knuckle, I've done kickboxing, I've done the Muay Thai, I've done the grappling, and I've done boxing. But when I first made my professional debut, it was at boxing, and I was like I said, like it was Alexis Berry. They had me thrusted up into the heavyweight division at that point in boxing. So it was I don't know. I think boxing has always just been you're fighting uphill against money. I don't think that the gloves do me any favor. I don't know. I don't think the distance does me any favor. I think with no gloves and shorter rounds, it helps me in my particular style and how I like to fight. I like to brawl. I like to move forward. But obviously, it's boxing. Obviously, it's MMA. I think that if you want to be in bare knuckle, you're gonna have to have an understanding of different martial arts. The most common, I guess, to relate it, and my coach, like one of my coaches out of Buffalo there, Anthony Mills, would say, is it's definitely a more Muay Thai like training type things. You're hitting the Kiro boards, you're hitting snap to movement, and you're doing consistency training. Like that's. I think that boxing, footwork, I think that's all very important. I think that if you don't, if you come on, bud, you want to get in? Jeez, this is Ragnar.
Oh my
Sadly.
god!
He doesn't like it when I don't give him attention, so I have to.
It's a big baby.
Yeah, this is my guy.
Oh.
But what I was saying is in the transition of it, you got to know how to do a little bit and take flavors from each. You got to learn how to take flavors from MMA, and then you got to put it into a position. Come on, relax. You got to put it into position with your boxing, and then just stop, buddy. Come on, you're being rude. He's on here. Grip and rip, right? Because we have a clinch game in bare-knuckle. Okay, so obviously in traditional boxing there is no, you can't touch your opponent like that. You can't get under him and stuff like that. But then again, I don't have to worry about somebody taking my legs out from underneath me doing a takedown. I don't have to worry about anybody striking me and below my waist. I don't have to worry about kicks. It's a very two-dimensional thing, but at the same time, you can grip and rip. I think that favors myself. I think that favors me. I like to grip and rip. I like to hold somebody in place. Yeah. So I know I drone off and I go like different places, and I apologize for that.
No, you're good. Honestly, like everything you said has honestly answered like all of my questions. So it's like, and which is awesome. You have a lot to say, and I love it. I think these conversations make it easier. You just keep going and going, and I'm just crossing off my questions as we go. And I do have 2 or 3 more questions for you.
Roll as whatever. I'm here. This is your time.
And that it's your time. This is your time.
It's our time. It's everyone's time that's tuning in. It's our time. So please take what time.
What has been the most rewarding aspect of being a fighter?
My family, like probably like just my children and my wife. Like they're everything to me. They see everything I see through their eyes is just mesmerizing to me. Like my daughter will call me by my fight name, Hardbody. It's kind of she's 6 years old, and I just think that's a pretty special thing. It's a normalized thing in my home, and that's pretty special. Like my children are so they just don't even know a difference. Like they don't even understand a difference of culture of fighting. Like it's always been in their lives. It's always been something. Like it's just another thing. And I think that's cool. Because my kids train alongside me. They all have their own time. They all do their own thing. 6, 4, and my other one's about to be 3. And then I just had another child as well. But they all train, they all wrestle, they all work, they all put in, man. We moved out here, to Michigan has a good program for football. Hopefully my kids will one day, it'll be their decision. But I'm all about my kids, my family, my community. I enjoy fighting because it's the only like real thing. I feel like in this weird world that we live in, that like we're supposed to pay to live. Like you were born into a world that you're sucked dry from, and the things that you don't have, they're taking. I just feel that fighting is the only real pure form to take back any control in my own type of matrix. Like I homestead, I farm as well, but I try to keep things simple, and there's nothing's really more simple than fist to face. Much more complex when you do it as a lifestyle, but I to be honest with you, like if I'm not fighting like somebody that's like contract to sign me, I'm like, or sparring partners, of course, I'm more or less a pacifist. I'll do everything in my power not to fight with anybody, and just try to send good vibrations to everybody. I don't know. I enjoy this, man. I think that I believe a lot of good can be translated through my fights. I think that like anybody can see my fight and have it be relatable to something that they're going through. It doesn't even have to be fighting, And I think that's something special. I think that like trying to connect to somebody, and not on a vanity level, not like, oh hey, look at me, and trying to smell my own farts. more so just trying to be a light to say, hey, you can shine too, guys. Like, just shine, just shine. I don't ever look down on anybody that's trying to do better for themselves. I don't think that anybody that is ever doing better than you is ever going to criticize you. I think that, this world would be much better off if we didn't worry about comparing each other, and just opening up so many toxic doors, to
Yeah.
our life.
Yeah, definitely say be a light in the world. That's those are good words for anybody listening. I mean, like you said, for you fighting about, the realest thing in this crazy world, and everyone's got to find that thing because this world sucks. Like it does. I mean,
I always
uh,
say it's what we make of it. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, it's what we make of it. Like for me, and my family, like I have I have rainwater collection, I have solar, I have batteries, I have chickens and ducks and cats and dogs, and soon I'm hoping that we'll be getting some horses and maybe a cow or a goat. I don't know what the end of 2025 is going to bring, but that's the type of energy that I'm on. I'm like kind of slowing down to speed it up, like type of thing. I appreciate every day, man. Like I know that I'm not like many, but I know that like not many could understand or appreciate some of the things how myself and my family live. But it's rewarding. It's peaceful. Like I look at some like people that are like they say they're green and stuff. And again, I'm not like trying to pick any fun at anybody, but like I renew everything. I upcycle everything that I have like goes into a different pile of material to be composted, to be recycled, to be upcycled. And when I say upcycle, it means like if I could find something to put this to use and physically turn it into something else, that then I will.
Wow,
I
that's
don't know, man.
amazing.
Like a lot of people get frowned upon this. Like we do dumpster diving and stuff like that. I think it's absolute phenomenal, underrated thing on such how much we throw away in our society. It's it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Stuff that's not broken. It's just like, yeah. Have you ever heard of forced itemization?
No.
So it's like basically if a shelf gets too full, they have to force it off into the trash to make room for the same exact product because the computer said
Hmm.
it was going to do this. It's called forced itemization. Means things are going past their best by date by years, by years, by years. It's insanity. There are so much this I could get into like all of this. I'm sure that's not necessarily where you're going for, is trying to hear a green lecture from Hardbody, but you know uh life is
No, but some of that people got to hear, because society today, we do throw away so much. And I've been guilty of it. I
recycling.
have.
Recycling is a lie and a myth. I want everybody to understand that it does not exist. It's not real. It's only a comfortability that everybody puts in front of us, and we think that we're recycling. I've actually like had the, I guess, privilege or disadvantage of actually working at a recycling factory or industry before. It's not what we think.
Hmm.
It's not what we think. You know, even cans, like soda bottles and cans and stuff like that. Like you think that all of those are going back right into reusing and stuff like that. It's really not as much as we would hope. It's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Um, but
Never knew that.
well, if you go like
But
go to Mexico and stuff, they still only use glass for like Coca-Cola and stuff, and they'll send those back. If you actually look at Coca-Colas when they get sold in store in Mexico, and everybody will look at them and like they're all dinged up on the side, and everybody's like, "Oh man, this must be old. This must be this." No, it's because they actually recycle that way. They send the actual those back there. They get steamed out. They go to the plants, and then they refill them with the same glass bottles that they use instead of smashing them down and doing a refiner and a whole bunch of other in
wow.
between bureaucracy crap that was never needed. It just cost a whole bunch more money, you know.
I didn't know that about their glass bottles. That's pretty cool. And I've been to Mexico a few times, and I did not know that.
That's small. That's small. Yeah, yeah. It's and obviously you've tried Mexican Coca-Cola. It's completely different than the United States because they use real cane sugar and they do some other stuff from it. I hate how the United States poisons us, man. They just they keep poisoning us. The only one
Yeah,
way to win is put your hands in the soil and pull your own food out.
pretty much. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Um, two more questions.
Yeah.
So obviously weight cut sucks, it's never fun. But 'cause, during that week you can't really eat. You have to really watch what you put in your body. Do you have a favorite go-to food after weight cut or after a fight?
Coca-Cola, honestly, I hate to say it. I hate and exactly what we were just talking about, like a Mexican glass Coca-Cola. Like I'll get like a special imported Coca-Cola, and that'll be kind of like my little treat. They sell them at Walmart now, so I'm excited about that. But like
I
just
mean,
like one little Coca-Cola poured over ice, and like that's pretty awesome. So soda afterwards. I know it's horrible. It's horrible. But afterwards, soda, man. Like that's
hey,
about it.
everyone's got their thing, I mean, someone I interviewed, they love to go eat sweets and cake, like you deserve it after a fight, because you put your body through hell, and you deserve that little treat.
Well, I would say that's the first thing I go to, but like I probably have like a week or two that I just eat like completely crazy, you know, like whatever I want, like afterwards, it's kind of like, you've been doing this, you cleaned yourself here. Cause like during, I'm not eating bread, I'm not eating certain things right now. And it drives me nuts, but I eat a lot of like meat, not currently, actually, right now you caught me on today. I'm in the middle of a fast, so I don't know if that's showing on me or not. um, but I do a lot of meat, a lot of beef, vegetables, and a heck ton of eggs, because, well, eggs are very good for you, and we don't have issues having them. Like we got a lot of eggs in our place, a lot of eggs, a lot of chickens laying eggs. We are very blessed with that.
That's awesome. At least you'll know you'll never run out of eggs and a good meal and healthy meals during fight week, or
That's
and leading up to fight week. Last question: what advice do you have for a new and upcoming fighter?
So I guess that's more of a direction of where do you want to be as a fighter? If it's you want to go out and you want to fight to prove to yourself, hey, this is what I got, and I'd say get yourself into a gym. And then get yourself working under somebody that you trust. It's very hard. I know that like it's easier. Come on, Radner. It's easier like said. Um, don't necessarily go out. My suggestion is try a few gyms out. Try a few gyms out. Most will have a little bit of a free trial. Take a month and do a week at like 4 different gyms. Find out who you mesh with, who you can grow with, because those are going to be your people that are you're going to have to rely on. Those are going to be the people in your life. If you're taking this, seriously, you want to have them, your next in line. I don't know. Get in there, find a good group to work with, and make sure you're getting the best out of each other. Don't let it be a pissing contest, or don't let it be a cult. And if you
Yeah.
guys are fighters, you absolutely know what I'm talking about right now. Like work healthy with each other, push each other's limits, and push each other's buttons in the right direction. It doesn't have to be anything of like, oh, I'm better than this, I'm better than that. It's show us, physically put ourselves in the position. There's not anything of speaking. Just work hard. Understand that like everybody is going on to another level. Everybody is at a different level. If you want to go on to fight as a professional, I would suggest thinking in your mind what you want to do as a professional, and then gear into just that. I mean, there's so many realms, so many promotions, so many things. If you want to do MMA, it's a very tough field right now. It's a very tough field. There's a lot of MMA promotions, and you can get on a regional, you can get on a amateur, you can do a lot of things with it. Don't discourage yourself. Make sure you're working, make sure you're testing yourself. Um, Professional is a very difficult field, man, but it's not impossible. Everyone's there, and don't ever undersell yourself. Like, you always has
Mhm.
to value like yourself. You always have to be your biggest fan. Don't be egotistical, but you have to kind of be a little bit more overconfident, and you got to be a little bit psycho, in your head. You have to like believe when nobody else believes. You have to think things that nobody else can necessarily see in you, maybe just your spouse or your significant other, or those people. Even if you have one person, though, that's everything. Hold on to your dream. Don't don't let somebody else tell you you're not going to be able to do it just because they can't do it. There are going to be so many people so many people along the line to tell you that you're not good enough. Well, you're not good enough. That's why you're there. You're training to become good enough. Of course. Of course you're not. But you will become there if you think and you want and you feel. Live your life right, man. Like, live your life right. Don't go around making decisions that you'll look back on and say, fuck, man, I wish I didn't do that to this person. Fuck, man, I wish I didn't do that to myself. Just kind of be humble, go through life like as mellow as possible, and I guarantee you everything that you've ever wanted, anything that you've ever desired, will start to open up and come to you. Don't necessarily chase it. Be in the right areas. Be seen by the right people. Work your way, work your magic, shine your light, because it doesn't matter what I say. Doesn't matter what Miss Patterson says. It doesn't matter what Sean O'Malley says. It doesn't matter what David Feldman says. It doesn't matter what that troll on the internet says. Like, you can do it if you believe that you can do it. You have to just do it. You have to do it. You have to live it, think it, know it already, that you're there. And as you project that, as you manifest that, it's there. It comes to you. Just be humble, be grateful. Don't ruin or muck your energy for others that want to pull you down, because that's a human nature. It's very hard to look into yourself and to elevate yourself or to be present, but it's very easy to look at somebody else and pull them down to somewhere where you're not feeling and now they're on that similar playing field with you and that same vibration with you, and you just can't get off of there, because it always starts here. Like, the only person I'm fighting, I could say Joe Peters and I can make jokes and I could do all my things like that. But the person I'm fighting, the person I'm always fighting, is Drew Nolan, hard body, the guy that's in the mirror. And if you guys understood exactly what that means, and a lot of you fighters do, some guys that are just starting out are starting to get it, and so the wheels are turning. But once you really understand it, once you really open it up, like, things are just going to come to you. Decide what discipline that you want to go through. Get a group of people around you that you trust, support you, and have your best interests in mind. That is number one crucial. You don't want yes men, though. Don't ever let anyone put you in a position of like, okay, that this fight's wrong, right? You're that good. You're so good, right? You've been in that position. Now you're 3-0 in your amateur career, but they have decided to put you against somebody that you understand that you shouldn't be in there with, because they are not as qualified as you. Maybe you should make the right decision to say that you shouldn't take that fight, or maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. I'm not you, but sometimes not riding on something, because yourself and your worth is also is worth something to yourself. Just look inside, and all of your answers for everything. I am absolutely nobody, but all of your answers to whatever question that you have will be revealed if you actually look inside of yourself. I know I'm sounding like a friggin' postmark, a Hallmark card right now or something, but I'm serious. You know.
That's funny, homework card. No, I mean, that was so much advice in one thing, but it was all true. You definitely hit on some great points for these upcoming fighters, new fighters, whatever. And definitely, I mean, that was some great advice for sure. I think it's some of the best advice I've heard yet. Um, Drew, I want to thank you for joining me. Super excited for your upcoming bare knuckle match. Um,
Yeah.
Against Josh Peters on June 14th.
Joseph. Let's get it. I'll get his name right here. I want to make sure it's Joe Peters. It's Joseph Peters right now.
Joseph Peters.
Yes,
Sorry.
sir. Or yes, man. Oh my goodness.
Okay, Joseph Peters. Sorry about that. My bad.
All right.
Where can new followers, reviewers on here find you on social media?
So if you're looking for me on Instagram, it's Drew Hardbody Nolan on Instagram. If you're looking for me on Facebook, it's Andrew Emery Adam. And that's a little bit of a deception move, you know. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but my actual name is Andrew Emery Adam Nolan, nickname Hardbody, so it seems to fit, you know. Seems like it's fitting. Let's see.
Love it.
Obviously, bare knuckle fighting championship is where you could watch the fights. I'm sure that they'll have some free fights being viewed. I believe that there's a free fight this Friday, which is Dave Mundell versus Sanchez for the 175 title, and there's going to be
Oh,
some
wow.
there's going to be some great fights on that one. That's in New Mexico. And I'm watching that, and then I'll be leaving actually this Monday, the 9th. I think I'll be going on my road trip because I'm leaving from Michigan to go over to Connecticut. I'll be making some stops. Probably I'll stop in Ohio along the way, do some stuff there. I'll stop at Buffalo, stop in the Buffalo, New York. I'll stop in Albany, New York, Schenectady, those areas, and then I'll go over to the Connecticut at on Cassville over there, the casino, and put myself to work and do my job. After that, Father's Day, hopefully I go up. We're gonna celebrate a victory camp upstate New York, Lisbon Beach. Will be great. Blessing. Either way, we'll celebrate. We're excited. I'm happy. I'm grateful. And I'm hungry and I'm ready, man. So that's what's going on right now.
Well, Drew, thank you so much for joining me again. You go get training. I know you're getting ready. I
No,
cannot wait to
I
see
was
you
gonna do a
fight.
little bit. I was gonna do a little bit while you were on. See? Can you still see me?
I still see you.
All right.
Y'all, while he's showing that, always find me at OddSmokerMMA on all social media platforms. Come to us for your graphic needs, whatever you need, t-shirts, merchandise, promotional graphics, stats graphics, tail tapes, whatever you need. Come check us out at OddSmokerMMA. Y'all make sure to tune in June 14th to watch Drew Hardbody Nolan take on Joshua Peters, 185 division for BKFC, y'all. You don't want to miss out. So I did my little ending there, Drew.
We're gonna give you some time.
I love it. Again, thank you so much and thank you for reaching out. You did reach out about getting on. You are my first bare knuckle fighter. So thank you for that. Super excited and can't wait to have you on again.
Absolutely. After my victory.
Yes, after your victory, we'll talk about your win. Well, you have a great rest of your day and get through camp and finish up.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
I guess.